So today's smear article was about my friend and yours, Nina Turner. Not only did they smear Nina Turner, they smeared our revolution. Now, the first thing when you look at an article like this, a smear article, which was put out by Politico this morning, is you got to look at who wrote the article. You got to look at who wrote it so that you know, like, okay, what vantage point is this? Now, the title of the article, Bernie's Army in Disarray. Very subjective statement. Like, compared to what? I mean, what disarray compared to what? Like, you know, I don't know what's the rule or what's the measurement for disarray. And the writer, his name is Edward Isaac Dorvier. Dorvier, I don't know how to pronounce it. But that's the way he describes our revolution, which is Bernie Sanders' formerly organization that he doesn't control the day-to-day. He's separate from. But that's the organization Mr. Dovier is referring to. So that's where it starts. So what I did is I started doing some searches on Mr. Edward Isaac. And this is what I found, guys. And this is before we even get into anything at all having to do with the article per se, okay? I just want to focus on what he said, okay? You do a search for Isaac Dovier, and you put in the word Bernie Sanders, right? And this is what comes up. A number of articles written by Isaac Dovier that are very critical of Bernie Sanders. I mean, not a single one of these articles is anything positive to say, even at a time when an almost unknown, relatively unknown senator was taking Hillary Clinton for 12 rounds. No positive. Look, here we go. Here goes at the top, okay? Bernie Sanders promoted false story on reporting Russian trolls. Negative. Bernie blames Hillary for allowing Russian interference. Negative. Inside the bitter last days of Bernie's revolution. Let's stop there. All of it was negative, but let's stop there for a second. No one, you say that his revolution is over, which is, we know, synonymous with the movement that he led, synonymous with his campaign, sort of like what he ushered in. We called it a revolution. And not a one-man revolution, but our revolution, which is where the name Our Revolution, the organization that he's slamming in today's article. But he said it was over. It was in his last days. He said that back in July 2016. It was over. His revolution was over. Okay, so I just want you to keep that in your head as we continue to go through this stuff. Because like I said, you got to look at who's writing what. Who's the person behind the article. Next one is Bernie Sanders' age just threw him under the bus. Oh, yeah, that's not a positive article. The last one, the story Bernie Sanders spent the week taking credit for about his campaign staff sharing info about Russian activity with the Clinton campaign isn't true at all. So that is the person who wrote the article that I'm about to dig into. A person who has never missed an opportunity to bash Bernie Sanders. A person who said negative things, as you just read. I didn't cherry pick it. That is a result. You just type it in. This is what you get back. Now, is it possible once upon a time Edward Isaac Dovier said something positive about something connected to Bernie or Bernie Sanders himself? I think it's possible, but it wasn't recent. I mean, that goes back to 2016. I don't know when he was writing positive stuff about Bernie Sanders. It looks to me like he's incapable of doing so. And just that glimpse kind of gives me the impression that he's not a big fan of Bernie Sanders, or either that or maybe the people that he works for commission him to do certain types of articles. This is just me thinking out loud, yo. I really don't know the man. All right? So like maybe he's going to be, maybe the title in this article that he wrote today or was released today on Politico, maybe the title is just sort of like borderline negative. No, it was negative. It's negative, but maybe he's going to give us some like balance within the article. Okay? No, he's not. But okay. I want to play devil's advocate, but I don't want to get your hopes up high. Edward Isaac Dovier, he said this. Well, the first point he made is that based on his conversations with people inside or outside, who he doesn't name, of the Our Revolution organization, that Nina Turner is getting too much spotlight. That it's all about Nina Turner. It's not about the organization. That doesn't ring true to me because there's 600 local chapters of Our Revolution. 600. They're not the Nina Turner Revolution. That's not the title of them. She's not there running the day-to-day. She's somewhere else. She's on the road. She's, stumping for candidates that are endorsed by Our Revolution. That's what she's doing. So I can't see how he could say that it's all about Nina when her name's not, it's not the Nina Turner Review. It's the Our Revolution Review. But okay. Doesn't ring true to me, but that's his claim. The other claim was that fundraising is down. He said that Our Revolution isn't raising as much money as they raised in 2017. And see, this is where you got to be inspector a little bit, because you got to realize what he's not saying. Like, okay, so they're not raising as much as they did in 2017. I like to know what organization is. I like to know what organization is raising more money in 2017. It's similar to the title of the article when I say, well, in disarray compared to what? Well, you're comparing the Our Revolution fundraising from 2017. You don't give us the numbers of what it raised in 2017. You don't give us the numbers of what it raised in 2016. And you're not taking into effect that 2017 was pretty close to 2016 when there was a general election. And during general elections, political fundraising tends to be up. And I bet any new organization that's just founded in 2016 is going to have some highs and lows. I mean, all organizations have highs and lows, but I mean, the organization's only 2 years old. But the bias doesn't stop there. It keeps going. He said that Nina Turner appears to be running for office and using Our Revolution to do it because she's in the front. She's in the front. She's seen a lot. So obviously it's all about, that's kind of tied back into the beginning when Nina wants the spotlight, but it was just saying like this mystery, like, oh, maybe Nina's trying to run for office, wants to be president. Well, I don't know where Edward Isaac's been, except maybe up the hind parts of the Hillary Clinton campaign and the neoliberal wing of the Democratic Party, which should really be called the soft liberal Republican light party. Republican light, what I meant to say. I don't see what's wrong with Nina Turner running for office if that's what she chooses. Edward, you might not know this, but people have been saying Nina should run since 2015. It wasn't Nina Turner saying, I should run for office, I should run for VP or president in 2015. That's what supporters were saying. You never seen the hashtag Nina 2020? Never seen that? I've seen it. But that's beside the point. She hasn't stated that she's running. And what would be so wrong with her running if she did run? I mean, Barack Obama ran, right? Didn't he? With just as much, experience as Nina Turner. The other thing about you saying she gets too much spotlight and it looks like she's running, look, if you have an organization, a new organization, you need someone to sort of represent that organization. And you would be more successful if whoever represents your organization happens to be known. A known entity so that people will come out. You say fundraising's down. I wonder how much fundraising would be down if they didn't have a notable figure such as Nina Turner, running around the country stumping. I think it'd be down even more. And I think there is no winning with people who have a negative idea of our revolution or progressivism or people truly on the left who are not in the pockets of corporations and sponsors or what have you. I don't think there's any way to sort of, calm the savage beast within the neoliberal wing of the party. Another point he made was that candidates like our revolution hasn't endorsed certain candidates that have won. And see, here's the thing, and I think this is the most important point. He kept driving it home. They didn't support this candidate, and this candidate, won, and they supported this candidate, and this candidate didn't win. Unlike centrist Democrats who support candidates that are more likely to win, our revolution supports candidates that hold their values. And I'm sure there are going to be instances where it could have been this candidate or that candidate could have been chosen. The local chapters make that decision based on what I know. I could be wrong. I'm not a spokesperson for our revolution. I'm just a person who speaks up. So the local chapters make the decision of who they want to endorse, but our revolution's opened its doors to independents and Green Party members, Democratic Socialists, Democrats, whoever wants to run, as long as they meet certain guidelines or certain criteria as far as their public standpoints or their policy standpoints. And isn't that what we want in a democracy? Like, don't you want that where people are included, not excluded based on, I don't know how much money they could raise? The fact that our revolution has backed some candidates that did not win makes me feel better about them, because that means they don't pick candidates based on, can you win? Can you win? Well, only if you can win. Forget your policy. Only if you can win are we going to support you. Of course, our revolution wins. Everybody wants to win. That's the reason why you support a candidate, because you want them to win, because you believe in their platform. You believe in them as an individual enough to put your blood, sweat, and tears behind them and your wallet. I got a question. The honesty and sincerity of a writer who will write this. I mean, the man contradicts himself so much. He's sort of a dick. He's a dick move, a contradict move, okay? Every step, every turn. Nina's in front. She must be taking spotlight. They're not raising enough money. Well, how can you raise more money without Nina being in front? Who you going to have? Edward Isaac Dovier? No one knows you. I have a feeling that you have not been this critical of the Neratandans. Got a feeling you haven't been. I don't know. I'm going to look that. I didn't look that. I need to search Dovier, Hillary Clinton, and Dovier, Neratandon, and Dovier, Derriere, just centrist. I got a feeling we know what I would come back with, right? Nothing as far as negative as this horrible search results I got from you. I just want to end this segment on Nina Turner and our revolution saying this. I'm not saying our revolution is perfect. It's not perfect. I don't think any organization is perfect. And if you are holding out for perfection, don't hold your breath, because you're going to die. But there are some people who are willing to buck the system. And I think the fact that we have people like Edward Isaac Dovier bashing and smearing Bernie Sanders and smearing Nina Turner kind of shows they're on the right side of history. I mean, if you're fighting for the people, you're going to get smeared by the establishment. That's what happens. But Dovier, honestly speaking, sir, have you written about the Pied Piper strategy of the Hillary Clinton campaign? Have you written about, I don't know, Libya, Haiti? I'm just asking, man, for a friend. This show has been brought to you by Just Inform. Go to justinform.com, a social media site that will not censor you and block you and hamstring you. It's founded by journalists and commentators, Nico House and Tim Black. Yeah, it's a great website. I hope you join. In fact, I need you to go there immediately. Join that website. Follow me. I'm going to hit you with a personal message, a public message welcoming you to justinformed.com. Social media done right